Okay, the stream will begin soon. In the meantime, here's me, good old Goulash. Or more likely, poor old Goulash. Man, after this stream, Doc is probably gonna beat me. This is not gonna be fun for me. He's probably gonna beat me out of frustration because something didn't go well. I guess we'll see. I pray that everything will go according to plan. Guess we'll see. Man. So how's everybody doing tonight? I guess I have to warm up the audience for Doc. I don't know why he chose me, but yeah, that's what I'm here for. Alrighty, let's see. Who is going to be the first question? That's the question of the night. Who is going to be the first question? I guess I'll select. No, I'm not going to select it. Doc will just find whatever question works for him first. It doesn't matter. And hopefully I remember this time to play the applause sound effect. I really hope so. I really hope so. Boy. Well, luckily I'm outside the Wolfula right now, so Doc can't get anywhere near me during the stream, so he can't beat me live. At least there's that. At least I have at least like an hour to kill before he kills me. So at least I got that going for me. Man. Okay, so we got 36 people watching so far. The stream will begin officially in 2 minutes, and then Doc will take over. And then, I guess I'll get the fuck out of here. I will get the fuck out of here, thankfully. Oh, boy. I'll try to get as far away as possible and try to, maintain my health. Man. Okay. So, just so you know, the stream will end at the stroke of midnight on the east coast of the United States of America. So, hopefully you figured out what you want to ask Doc before that happens. Because this is going to be just a 1-hour stream. Plenty of time, but, try to come up with something good to talk about, I have to say. Just come up with something decent, alright? Please. He's gonna beat me if he doesn't get any good questions. I don't want to get beaten, ladies and gentlemen. I do not want to get beaten. Yeah, man. Okay, Buddy World said, "What's up? You should get a life." Well, thank you, sir. I really appreciate that sentiment. Actually, I don't. That's not very nice at all. Okay, looks like I gotta get Doc all, ready to go. I gotta make sure I play the applause, or else he's gonna kick my ass. Okay, we're gonna get started in just a bit. I do not have a countdown. So, yeah, I guess we'll see. It's gonna start at 11 or 8, depending on your time zone. So, let's get started. Oh, I guess I gotta get started now. Let me finish setting this shit up real quick. And then, okay. Okay, it should all be good. Okay. Now, the man you've been waiting for, your host with the most, Dr. Wolfula.
Yes, applaud me, bitches. Greetings, I'm your host, Dr. Wolfula. There was a bit of a delay. But sometimes my lips take a little while to start moving. It's a serious condition. Okay, let's turn off the applause. Almost forgot to turn off the applause, Goulash. That's something you get your ass beat over. So, try to keep that in mind. That's something that you're gonna maybe get your ass beat over. Okay? Alright. Okay, so greetings, everybody. Hopefully you guys have had a good week so far, and a good day, I guess, the end of the day. A good night ahead of you as well. Okay. Alright, before I get to the questions, I just have a few brief announcements, and then I'll address your questions, and we'll just hang out for the rest of the hour. So, just wait just one moment. Let me get the announcements. Okay, announcement number 1. Currently, I'm working on a review of Sand Sharks, trying to coincide with Shark Week. I banged out the whole written content all last night, so now I just have to make it, and hopefully I'll make it sometime by the end of the week. Hopefully I will. I guess we'll see. Because it's a little less timely after Shark Week, but whatever. It'll still be a fun video. It's gonna be a little different from usual, but a little familiar in a few other ways. Okay? But it's definitely, there's gonna be a return of bad B-movies on the channel. Bad B-movie reviews. Well, not really reviews necessarily, but I'm gonna be covering more bad movies again for the sake of comedy. God, I miss having shitty movies to talk about and make fun of. But also, Do Talking to Me will return at some point. Oh God, I need to keep working on that. I started the groundwork. I need to pick it up some more. Okay, but that will come soon. And finally, the final announcement is I'm gonna be setting up all the shout-out stuff, so if you are one of my platinum supporters on Patreon, make sure to respond to the new post that lets you customize all your shout-outs and lets me know what you want in the Wolfula shout-outs video I'm making, and, you know, make sure you get some verbal shout-outs in the next review. So that should be fun. Okay, now, I guess I talked to you guys now. Okay, hopefully I didn't miss any super chats. Do I have super chats enabled? Yeah, okay, I think I got... Okay, just want to make sure. Because that's always a fun thing to have. But anyway, let me see if I can find... Okay, first question of the night. MTNT says, do you still receive horror blocks every month? I do not, because Horror Block is out of business right now, my friend. Unfortunately, or fortunately, kind of unfortunately, I felt like, with what we got now, yeah, it was the best option. It was really decent. It was a decent price, and you usually got a really good t-shirt. Like, a lot of the other stuff they'd include in Horror Blocks would be kind of shitty sometimes, but sometimes you'd get some really good stuff. It depended on the month, but I was really harsh on it. I kind of wish it was still around, but yeah, it's not around, and it's not my fault. That business was apparently hemorrhaging money, so, yeah, it's not my fault that it's out of business. Like, they were, I guess, embezzling, apparently. They were also just bleeding money. They weren't making money. I guess maybe they were just sending all the horror blocks to me, but unfortunately they are out of business, so I don't get them anymore. But I still apparently get Bambox horrors. I guess they're only, I guess every 2 months or 3 months or something. I guess maybe they changed the scheduling, but I got a Bambox horror recently. I haven't opened it yet. Goulash has to open that, so I guess we'll see what's in there, and maybe it'll be worth it, but Bambox horror is a lot more expensive, and I feel like the stuff you get for the added price usually isn't all that great. It's a lot less than Horror Block. But I've been thinking about, like, picking up some of the other horror subscription boxes and seeing how they fare. I know there's at least the, let me think. There's the, what's the, Nerd Block? No, wait, Nerd Loot Crate, and they have, like, their own horror Loot Crate. So there's that. I might pick that up sometime. Okay, let me see. Let me move on to the next question. Jason Owen says, Dr. Wolfula 2020. God willing, I will be in that White House, and I will rule over you with an iron fist. So, you know, remember to vote for me. Make me a write-in candidate. Maybe I can get on the ballot. We'll see. Hopefully I can. But yeah, I'm gonna fucking rule over you with an iron fist. Just so you know. Just so you know. And it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's see. Let me find a new question. Zoink Scoob says, do you watch Spooky Rice? No. I've actually never heard of Spooky Rice before. Okay, let me see. Angsty Mantis says, if you could have a nice... You kids with your Spooky Rices, like, I don't know. I don't know, I'm an old man. I don't keep track of the YouTubers. I just look out for number one, okay? Number one. Okay, Angsty Mantis says, if you could have a nice dinner with any monster slasher without them killing you, who would you pick? I think, let me think objectively. I feel like Pinhead would be a fun guy, and I got a super chat. I'll address it in just a moment. Don't worry, sir. I think Pinhead would be a good guy. He seems like he'd be a nice guy, like, just very erudite, and just, you know, just a cool, chill guy. Like, he's not gonna call me, like, a bitch or something, and I'm gonna at least be able to chat with him. You know, I'm gonna be able to chat with him. But also, Dracula seems like he'd be a good guy. I'd be able to go see Dracula. He seems like, a really stand-up guy. So, if we're going old school, I guess Dracula. he seems like a cool dude. And if we're going a little more recent, Pinhead, he seems like another cool dude. Like, just chill guys. Just chill guys. Okay, now let me address my super chat before it disappears forever. Julian R. Dene, or Dean. Oh, God, I'm just gonna say Julian. Julian, thank you for your super chat. Julian says, what horror films have sound design that you love? One of mine would have to be Krampus, whose winter sounds are creepy as fuck. I'd have to say Alien, the original Alien, just has really great ambient sound design, like, just really great. It really puts you in that fucking spaceship, makes you feel like it's a real place. Like, the sets are amazing, but the sound design is so fucking cool too. Like, it's really well done. Just some of the best sound design I've ever seen. You can't see sound design, I'm sorry. Sometimes I misspeak, and it's oh God. But the best sound design I've ever heard, some of the best. But that's what always comes to mind. Like, it's always very eerie. That's the thing that just popped in my mind when you said that. And also, MTNT has a super chat for me. You're on my Xbox friends list. I hope it is actually you. It should be. If it's Dr. Wolfula with no spaces, it should be me. I am there. So, chances are it is me. The funny thing is... No, wait, yeah, it is me. It's totally me. Okay. Yeah, it is me. But thank you for the super chat, and I need to get a little bit more active gaming. Some people get mad at me when I don't respond to their messages on my consoles, like the PS4 and Xbox, and it's nothing personal. I just generally don't check my messages, on my game consoles. Usually I'm either booting them up to watch something or play a video game. I'm not usually thinking about them in like a social context, so sometimes usually I miss messages, and it's nothing personal. The best way to get to me is either on Twitter messages. You could also message me on Facebook, that's another way, or Instagram. Instagram is the best for me because on Instagram I can send you a voice message so you can actually hear me, like, respond to you. Usually I'm not that verbose. Like, usually I'll just say greetings, or yes, or just something very simple. But, at least with Instagram I don't have to type stuff out, so I usually am a little better at, responding. Because it can be a little bit of a pain in the ass sometimes to respond to everybody's messages. And Facebook is a bit more, strict about you responding to messages. Like, they have that sort of response badge. And for a time I had it at 100%, but in order to get, like, the best rating as far as responses go, you have to get it to 100%, and you need to respond to every message within 15 minutes. That's, like, way too strict. Like, I'm a fucking YouTuber. I'm not like I'm just one dude. I don't have a whole bunch of interns responding to messages and shit. It's very unnecessarily strict. I'm not a big fan of that, and I'm not a big fan of being graded for responsiveness, and I guess also being openly shamed. Sometimes I'm busy. For a time, I was responding to all my Facebook messages, okay? Just, I got a little busy sometimes. That's all. I'm sorry. I'll try to respond to more messages again. I've just been going through a lot of rough shit. Sometimes I'm not in the best mood to respond to messages. Okay, anyway. Let's move on to the next question. Let me see. Where do you live? It says Sensational Cinema. Well, I guess canonically, I'm gonna be leaning towards, I think Oregon or Washington. I think canonically, but it hasn't been decided yet. We're gonna work that out when I get deeper into, the canon of my world. But I don't want to commit to anything. But for now, let's just say Florida. But that is not canon. That is not canonical. But that's where I technically, physically exist. But it's not canonical. If you can understand what I mean. Anyway, let me see. Next question. Have you seen Brain Scan? I haven't, but the name sounds familiar. maybe it'll come to me some point by the end of the stream. It probably won't, but I have heard of the title. It's one of those titles that's really, really off the tip of my brain. Heisenberg says, how's Sid? He's working on that fucking Do Talking to Me. I have him chained to the basement. Like, even further down than where Goulash is. Deep down below. He better make that Do Talking to Me, or else I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. But actually, funny thing you say that. Potentially, I will... well, I won't. Potentially, there will be a secondary channel. That will be a more general channel that will review all kinds of films. This channel is horror niche, but that channel will be much more general, so covering stuff that, isn't horror. And, the groundwork has been, laid, but we'll see how that turns out. But, Sid will lead that channel. And I guess it won't be led by monsters or anything. It will be a bit more, straightforward. MTNT says... MTNT has a super chat, and he says that his Xbox name is Pompey Gunner 01. Yeah, okay, yeah, I think we're friends then. I usually play first person. I'm not first person. I usually play single player games. So I don't. Only when I do streams do I I guess actively engage my audience. I should probably change that, but I'm planning to open up my Discord, the Wolfula. Every now and then I will open it up to non-patrons to join for free, so I'm planning to do that sometime soon, so keep an eye out. I'm gonna have a link out on all my social media. Just want to make sure it's at the right time when me and my admins will be prepared to handle, a huge influx of new members. But honestly, the unfortunate thing is some people join the Discord, and they'll just join it, but they won't do anything past that. They won't, chat or anything. They just join for the sake of joining, and then we never see them again. So, hopefully when I open it up, we'll have a bit... it's always active, but, it's sort of unfortunate that there's, hundreds of people in the Discord, but, there's not that many that are just, active and chatting. So, I try to work that out. MTNT says, I'm sorry for hijacking your stream, by the way. No, but thank you for the, super chat, sir. Don't worry. Alrighty, let me see. What will be my next question that I will answer. Blaze Piffington says, how's it going, Doc? Just checked in. Hopefully the trolls aren't too hungry tonight. I haven't really noticed any trolls, but you bringing that up probably isn't gonna help. But then again, I got auto moderation. I don't know if I have any mods in here tonight, so there's that. But I haven't noticed any trolling. Usually I get so in the zone that, usually when I'm answering a question, I don't, look at the chat while I'm answering the question. I'm so in the fucking zone that I'm just talking. I'm talking until the subject is finished, and then I look for the next question. So, I'm usually not too phased. It's usually when I'm doing, a game stream or a movie stream that I can get a little bit more tripped up on, certain losers in the chat who are trying to psych me out, and it always works. I'm sad. Anyway. Okay. Ooh, SleepyNet has some pleasant-looking emoji. Hello, Wolfula, how are you? By the way, it's me, Dabby Roki. Oh, yes, that name sounds familiar. I'm pretty active in the, chats, yeah. Well, thank you for joining tonight. Alrighty, let me see. Emilio Rossi says, House Shark. I think he's trying to get me to sort of, talk about House Shark, but, I think I said everything I need to say about House Shark on my Twitter and on my Facebook page, so just check that out. I don't want to give that movie, any coverage, any airtime, because, obviously they don't even like anybody talking about it, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that shit. I'm not gonna play their game. Nah. Anyway, let's see. I almost said Dry Browser. Dry Bowser says, do you like Goosebumps? Of course I do. I have, like, actually a shitload of DVDs of the show, like, right next to me. Like, just below me. So I do enjoy Goosebumps, but I've never read any of the books, but there's been plans to have, like, Goosebumps content where Goulash will read the books and I guess review them simultaneously with whatever episode they correspond to. I guess. We need to figure that out, but it'd be like a book club. It'd be a book club, I suppose. I guess maybe it would be like, okay, a video reviews the actual episode of Goosebumps, and follow that up with, well, not follow it, before that, like, maybe there's like a reading of the Goosebumps book with Goulash, and we do that as a stream. That would be pretty good. But maybe as a Patreon thing, maybe openly. No, I feel like a Patreon. I feel like that would be, because I don't know if, I necessarily need like several hour or like a couple hour long stream of reading a Goosebumps book on the channel. I think only a certain hardcore fan would probably appreciate that. So I guess we'll see how we handle that. We'll see. Alrighty, let me see. Okay. Alan Young says, Dr. Wolfula, have you ever been bitten on the neck? Oh boy, yeah, have I been bitten on the neck. Ah, boy, I could tell you stories. I've been bitten on the neck so many times. By Draculas. Never by sexy ladies, though. It's always Draculas. I'm not into that. I'm just not into that. Yeah. Oh, I missed a super chat? Oh, shit. I got two in the... Okay, let me, Wow, that guy really, that guy pointed out for me. James Godsey had a super chat. Are you related to Teen Wolf? Oh, don't get me started on that Michael J. Fox. No, wait. Oh, wait. Michael J. Fox is a good man. I don't know why I was about to go into a rant. But I don't appreciate the, offensive portrayal of, wolf-like people in his film. I do not appreciate it. We don't play basketball. We're not all playing basketball, and, what else did he do in that fucking movie? I don't remember, but I am not a Teen Wolf. I'm a Wolfulite. I'm not related to Teen Wolf at all, thankfully. But, I like Michael J. Fox in the Back to the Future series, but, yeah, I didn't appreciate that role, not one bit. Okay, anyway. SpicyTuber2 says, are you a human? No, you gotta give it the program. Does this look like a human to you? Do I look like a... I mean, if I actually would like to move to whatever community you live in if this is what you see every day. If you see guys like me, like, I feel like that would probably be a place where I could call home. Might wanna consider a change of address in that case. Oh boy, Ethan says, have you ever shaved? No, well, down there, sure, but no, besides there, no, I haven't. Well, except for grooming, of course, but, I don't want to have, like, a bushy beard or anything, but I don't want to look like fucking Robin Williams, God rest his soul, but, no, but, I've never... I don't even want to imagine what that would look like. Just imagining like a shaved Wookiee, which is what they did in an episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but I don't want that image in my mind at all. MTNT has another super chat, thank you, sir. Do you remember your sleepaway camp review? I do indeed. That's a surprising question. I mean, I do remember it. But I don't, if you're asking if I remember things I say in the video, I vaguely do, but that was a long time ago, so the thing is, a problem is, of course I don't watch my own videos, but because of that, I don't really, and because I'm, like, a loner, I have a little trouble, like, keeping track of things. That would be great, like, running gags. I have trouble with that. I've tried to do that a few times, but, usually it's just like, sometimes I'll remember to say something like savage as fuck, shit like that, but, I struggle remembering things I say in videos that would be really good to just continuously say. I need to maybe sort of keep better track of primo jokes, for sure. Alright, Napalm Smith. I almost said Napalm Smith. That's a cool name, but so is Napalm Seth. Napalm Seth had a super chat that I almost missed. Will you watch the Creepshow series on Shudder? I'm planning on it. I don't actually know when it's coming out, but it looks promising. It looks like the original Stephen King / George Romero movie, which is very promising. I think Tom Savini is working on it. They also got the guy who did the effects on, Walking Dead. He's, like, producing and directing it, I think. I'm not sure what kind of stories they're covering. Hopefully all the stories are Stephen King adaptations of Stephen King short stories. Because there's a fucking ton of those. Because to me, I feel like... And supposedly there's going to be some Stephen King stories, because to me that's part of what makes it Creepshow. You know, it's a Stephen King sort of thing. Because otherwise, it might as... Because Tales from the Crypt kind of stole Creepshow's thunder, and Creepshow stole Tales from the Crypt's thunder. So, you know, to me, the Stephen King vibe kind of helps separate Creepshow going forward. Because otherwise, it is kind of like Tales from the Crypt. Because Creepshow was great because of Stephen King and George Romero, and the fact that they were paying tribute to Tales from the Crypt when there was no new Tales from the Crypt content, but then they made that TV show, so Creepshow became slightly redundant. So the Stephen King stuff is part of what's gonna really separate this show from the Tales from the Crypt series, because it's gonna kind of be in the shadow of that show as a series. I actually would probably rather have a Tales from the Crypt show, actually. A new one that's true to the original series. And my original series, I mean the 1990s... Well, late 80s, 1990s series. I like that, but okay. I almost missed a super chat. Sometimes I get distracted. Alright, let's see what Alec Poor said with his super chat. Thank you, sir. Hey, Doc, use this money to buy goulash some pancakes. Oh boy, there's like quite a bit of footage of Goulash just eating pancakes. And, probably could release that somewhere. Possibly. Maybe just release a video that's, maybe I should have some Goulash, mukbangs, or whatever you fucking call those. Or, what is the ASMR? Goulash ASMR. I think it'd be nice to have some horror ASMR, I think. Yeah. I would possibly have some more pancake eating content. We will see. We really need to milk like all the content we make, like just super dry. Like just milk it dry. Just run it into the ground. Every joke, every video will have Goulash eating pancakes. Ah man, it'll be great. Yeah, let me see. Twisted Dark Justin says, "You're a cool guy, Doc. You have a great voice too." Well, I don't usually hear the latter, but thank you, sir. Thank you. Alright, let me see. SpicyTuber2 says, "Doc, are you going to the Area 51 raid?" I'm from Area 51. I have no plans to return there. I have no fucking plans. I was there. It was enough for me. I don't need to go back anytime soon. But, might be interested in, like, I guess, checking out the wreckage of whatever's left there, assuming an actual all-out battle happens, which probably won't happen. But, you know, it's an interesting turn of events. It's an interesting turn of events. I want to see how it turns out. I want to see an all-out battle. Now, MTNT has a super chat. Thank you. "Have you told Goulash how you killed his father?" I never told him what happened to his father. I am his father. Not really, though. I'd be really disappointed in myself if I raised, like, a shitty son like that, but, no, I don't know what happened to his father. Like, who cares? Who fucking cares? I'm never telling him. I don't keep track of, like, whatever family he had. Like, he's my property now. Like, it's, like, do you ever, like, keep track of, like, like, when you buy a toaster from, like, Goodwill, do you keep track of whoever owned that toaster before? Like, no, you don't. You just keep using the toaster, and, he's, like, just an appliance to me. Like, he's just, like, it's like me having, sympathy towards the fucking broom. Like, you don't have sympathy towards, like, your vacuum cleaner, do you? Like, he's just a fucking, like, tool that I use to carry out my will. I don't give a shit about, I don't see him as, like, an equal to me. Like, it's just whatever. It's just, he serves his purpose, and then that's it. Like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. For all intents and purposes, he does not have any family or anything. Like, he's nothing. Ah, boy. So that was a fun thing to talk about. Anyway, let's talk about something else. Dylan Dunn says, do you watch Stranger Things? I'm still only halfway through the new season. I've seen all the seasons up to this point, and I was really into the first series initially, but maybe I am just a hipster, and maybe I stopped getting into stuff when it's super fucking popular and loved, because, I don't know, I kind of fell out of active interest after that, but I love that first series. And part of me feels like the series has kind of, I feel like the first season was a lot more promising than what came afterwards. Like, the subsequent seasons have been good, but I just feel like it's way too cutesy going forward after during season 2 and now in season 3. It's a little too cutesy and, fan servicey. Yeah, not so into that aspect. I felt like, the first season was a bit more grounded and believable. Like, this season has actual fucking Soviet villains. Like, when I was watching season 2 and they had the Soviet, they had the characters thinking the Soviets were around, I was like, yeah, they're just making fun of the paranoia, but no, there's actual, like, evil fucking Darth Vader-like Soviet Terminators, like, on the loose. And it just becomes a lot more cliche. I don't know, I'm not so into how things have developed exactly, but I'm enjoying the new season overall, though. I am. It's just, I don't know, I felt like it could have gone into a much more interesting direction. But let me address the Napalm Seth super chat now that I almost missed. Ah, boy. Okay, anyway, Napalm Seth has a super chat. Thank you, sir. Will you eat my mother-in-law? Hey, man, bring her to me. Uber Eats, I'll fucking eat whatever. Like, well, not whatever, but, I'll fucking eat a person, sure. I don't want to have to go anywhere to do it, though. Unless you pay me, and a lot more than just $2. Like, you're gonna have to at least, give me some airfare or something, like, maybe give me a room so I can, like, at least a motel room, so I can, like, prepare and, like, get a good night's rest before I, like, hunt your mother-in-law down and murder her, like, and eat her, I guess. Do you need me to eat her, though? Like, couldn't I just kill her or something? Like, I'm not really into eating, older women. Like, I don't know. God, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's move on. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. Dry Bowser says, do you like bows? Well, I'd like them a bit more if they weren't so shy when I looked at them. Like, not so into that aspect, but, they said it seemed like some cool ghosts. Seem like some cool stand-up guys. Oh, Spicy Tuber 2 says, Doc, are you a fan of Dr. Wolfula? I'm probably his #1 fan. That I know of. But, yeah, nobody I know of is a bigger fan of, that Dr. Wolfula fellow. Though he has plenty of fans, don't get me wrong, he's got plenty of those. But he's a modest man. He's a private person. Anyway. Okay, let me see. Anthony Taveras says, I hope I said that right. Anthony says, did you see Spider-Verse? I did indeed, and I really enjoyed it. Don't really have any real criticisms, really, that I could think of. Like, it definitely deserved the Oscar. I didn't really think a Spider-Man animated movie would win that Oscar, but it did, which is good. Like, it's like, yeah, guess what? Incredibles 2 won the Oscar because it's a Disney Pixar movie, and the Academy does not give a shit about animated movies. Like, I enjoyed Incredibles 2, but it was really a safe sequel. So I'm glad it did not win the Oscar and Spider-Man won it. But I think Into the Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man movie since the Raimi movies. I really love the Raimi movies. I feel like Into the Spider-Verse is a movie that really gets Spider-Man. I don't feel like, the live-action movies since the Raimi movies have gotten Spider-Man beyond, I guess, just some literal senses. Like, I feel like they don't get the character all that well, and it just doesn't appeal to me that much. So I didn't really like the last. I saw Far From Home and Homecoming. I didn't really enjoy them, unfortunately. But nothing against Tom Holland's portrayal of Spider-Man. I just feel like they're not really writing him all that well. But that's all. But anyway, let's move on to the next question. Let's see if I can find a new question. Okay. Scalo Polton 301 says, Doc, please review The Final Destination. Please. I might just do that. I mean, it's one of those franchises I really need to get to. So it could possibly happen sometime soon. I'll try to make it happen. I will. Okay, maybe October will specifically cover franchises that, I don't necessarily give as much attention to. I usually really do focus a lot of attention on Freddy, Michael, Leatherface, and Jason. And, that well is running dry, so I should probably, mix things up a bit. Okay, Dylan Porter has a super chat. Let me see what he says, and thank you, by the way. Have you seen The Black Coat's Daughter? If so, would you do a review of it? I don't think I've even heard of that movie. Yeah, I've never heard of it. But, usually when I see something now, I do try to make a point to try, if it's horror related, I do try to make a point of reviewing it and covering it. So I not only get some entertainment, I also get some potential content. Oh boy, yes. So, if I ever see it, chances seem to be pretty high that I'll review it. And Danny Nightmare says, mix it up with Pumpkinhead. That's not a bad idea. I think the 4th October I wanted to review the second Pumpkinhead movie, and, I didn't have enough time to do it, so I ended up dropping that one. Unfortunately, but, it's what happened. It's what happens. This year, I'm gonna be doing a much better job with October. Last year, it was the first October where I did everything on time. I did all the reviews I promised I'd do, all on time for the first time. So I've gotten a lot more efficient at making videos, a lot more quicker. I don't know, is quicker a word? I feel like it's redundant to just say a lot more. Okay, I've gotten quicker at making, quicker is a word, it's just redundant. Okay, I don't know why I'm getting tripped up on this, it just sounded weird. I'm getting faster at making videos, much more efficient, so I'm gonna try to, basically, the plan for this October is I'm going to stockpile content a month ahead, which is probably what I should have been doing. I'm gonna stockpile the main reviews, and then during the month of October, I'm just gonna drop those reviews and spend the actual month of October just making filler content and streams, and just sort of populating the rest of the month with content. So I'll have the main content, out of the way already, but then, just pepper it, because the main reason why I want to do that is because October ends up being such a fucking pain in the ass of a month. I don't get to enjoy the actual month, the Halloween month, because I'm so fucking busy making content that I don't get to properly enjoy it, which, is not fun, so I'd like to, structure things in a way where I can still have fun, and, I don't end up spending all of October sitting at a desk, editing and writing, and just doing kind of boring stuff. Like, I still want to be able to enjoy Halloween and shit. So I'm going to be doing it that way. But when I stockpile the content, the main content for October, if you're a patron, you'll actually have the option to see all of that content early. In fact, that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing with all of my major big reviews. You'll get to see previews of you'll basically get to see the videos cut up into parts. And for October, you'll get to see, like, all the October content early if you want to, if you're a patron. So, otherwise you might not want to see, if you're a patron, you might not want to see the October content early, but, you can if you want to. You can. You have the option. But otherwise, you can watch with everybody else when they're officially dropped on YouTube during the month of October. So, yeah, that's pretty much how I'm going to be handling it. I'm going to be trying to handle it at least. We'll see. We will see. It's coming up. It's definitely coming up. I got to do that. Okay. Okay, Static Infamy says, you get tripped up on a single question too much, LOL. 140 people here, LOL. No offense, Wolfie. I'm sorry. Sometimes I just have a lot to say. But you should have included a question in that fucking comment that I just read, because otherwise I'd be answering whatever question you had. But I can't, I want to be able to answer a question in a, and I don't want to get too tripped up on this, but I need to be able to take my time and properly answer a question. I don't want to just rush through everybody. It's the luck of the draw. I can't answer every single person's question, but I'll try to get to everybody. Starting now. Okay, let's see. Jed Sawyer says, Ding Dong or Twinkie? Honestly, I'm gonna have to go with Ding Dongs. I like chocolate, but, Twinkies are good, but, I just like chocolate more. That's pretty much it. Chocolate just is, just better to me. That's pretty much it. All right, next question. Let's see. LeBron James says, what part of Arizona are you from? The not hot part, I guess. I'm not from Arizona, but ideally I would be from the part of Arizona that is not fucking hot. That's for sure. Okay, let me see. What next? Tucker Lee C says, what was that indie horror comedy that that asked you to review the film, but you didn't like it? That didn't really, oh wait, I think you're just talking about, Death Camp in 3D, it was something like that, but I did review it. I did review it, and I didn't like it, but the filmmakers actually thanked me for reviewing it, because, it is promotion at the end of the day. Like, even if somebody doesn't like your movie, at least they're promoting it by, talking about it in a video and spending time talking about it, and, they put the effort into editing a video just talking about the thing you made, so, it's good press. Even bad press, there's no such thing as bad press, so, yeah, But, yeah, I always kind of get a little scared of reviewing indie movies, especially when the, filmmakers approach me, because there's always the chance that they'll be mad at me. They'll be mad at me if I don't like the movie. So there's this big pressure. I go into every indie movie I'm shown that I decide to review for the filmmakers. I go into all of them just with the hope that I don't hate it, because otherwise I'm gonna feel really bad because I actually spoke to the people who made it. Usually it's a lot more faceless and it's a little easier to do, but whatever. Let me see. What will I review next? None of Your Business says, review House of 1,000 Corpses? Sometime down the line. I was intending to, and I actually started writing a review of it, but it ended up getting shelved. There's a few shelved videos. I'll try to unshelve it soon and get started on that, but yeah, even though I have all my notes written, I'm gonna have to rewatch the movie and probably revise my notes because, my approach to things are a little different now, so gonna have to bring it more up to par for now. Let me see. What will I answer now? Okay. Let me see. It Chapter 2 says, Mad Dog McCree, It Chapter 2 is going to be 3 hours long. Do you think that's too long, or more Pennywise the better? Now, it's not actually going to be 3 hours long, but it's going to be pretty close. It's going to be about, I think, 160 minutes, which is pretty close to 3 hours. It's going to be a little intense, but part of me feels like, I guess they wanted the symmetry of, okay, we got the movie about them as kids, and we got the movie about them as adults, but part of me feels like maybe they could have done a trilogy, potentially, but, I guess cutting it up into 2 parts instead of 3 parts is, fine, and it's a long movie. I don't know, I guess we'll see. It's gonna be a little, we'll see. Part of me feels like it might be a little too long, but, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I don't remember how long the first movie was, but, I have mixed feelings, because part of me feels like it's a different kind of horror movie. It's a horror movie based on a fucking super long novel, so it's gotta play by different rules, I suppose. It's gotta play by a few different rules, so it's gonna be different, because usually horror movies are like 90 minutes, so we'll see how this turns out, because all we have to really go on is the TV miniseries, and that worked okay. It was 2 3-hour-long movies, I believe. I think they were 3 hours each, so it's pretty damn long. Part of me feels like they could have done a TV series, though, 2 seasons. Maybe. Part of me feels like that's the ideal way to handle Stephen King books, but, oh well. Because I'm looking forward to the new Stan TV series. We'll see how that turns out, though, because they might fuck it up. But anyway, Blakey0-123 has a super chat. Thank you, sir. Wolfula, if you were down on your luck screenwriter, would you rather write the next direct-to-video Hellraiser, Leprechaun, or Witchcraft sequel? Part of me feels like, there's less pressure with a Leprechaun movie, because I felt like for what it was, that last direct-to-TV Leprechaun movie was pretty okay. Pretty surprisingly okay. Really just adequate for what it was. Just this cheap Leprechaun movie. It was pretty fun. It was a pretty good time. Didn't take itself too seriously or anything. It worked. It worked pretty well. So part of me feels like it'd be more fun, less pressure to just make a direct-to-TV Leprechaun. But, with Hellraiser, there's a lot more pressure because there's just this bad rep for, these direct-to-video Hellraiser movies at the moment because they've been bad. And even if it had a good script, the actual production and the acting is not gonna save. It can, like, fucking ruin a good script. I feel like a lot of these Hellraiser movies probably, objectively, for what they were, as Hellraiser sequels, had good scripts, just the production was super cheap, and they just had shitty actors, and, it just wasn't good execution, so, I feel like with a Leprechaun, there's less chance of, getting let down, I suppose, probably Leprechaun, then. I don't have any familiarity with the Witchcraft movie series, so I probably couldn't approach that at all. Okay, let me see. Ethan says, are those glasses prescription? Okay, well, the left lens is prescription for sure. That's for my glaucoma. The right lens, it was kind of redundant. I didn't need it, so I popped it out. So now I see clearly out of both of my eyes, perfectly clearly. It's just wonderful. Well, not really. I mean, I can't see out of my left eye. It's mostly just to help my sensitive vision, but, whatever. I'm a bit like Bono. You know how Bono wears those sunglasses? I hope I'm getting all this right. Okay. JKev08 says, do all of the Child's Plays. I think I've only not covered, and, I did cover Curse of Chucky, but that was back when I was much more afraid of copyright infringement, so the review was really short, and it just had screenshots and no clips, because I did not want to get in trouble with Universal, because they really dinged me a lot on the Seed of Chucky video. You know, I got in some big trouble for that, and Bride of Chucky. Universal's a little rough when you cover their movies, for sure. But maybe I'll recover Curse of Chucky. And, you know, I also need to recover Texas Chainsaw 3D for that matter. But, and I also, of course, need to cover Child's Play 2 and 3. Those are the key ones that I still need to cover, eventually. Unfortunately, I kind of do cover things in, like, a weird order. It's basically whatever I feel like covering. So, you know, unfortunately, if I was smarter, I probably would have covered these movies in a linear order. And I'm going to try to make sure when I cover a series, it's going to be in a linear order going forward. Because, you know, it's a little weird, like, watching, for instance, my Friday the 13th, the original Friday the 13th review I did. And I did that in 2016, I think. And then, like, you get to the end of the series, and it's the reboot, and that's 2013, and it's like a completely different vibe and style from that video covering an earlier movie. So it can be a little weird, I'd imagine, binging through the series through my reviews. So yeah, it wasn't the best approach, but initially I pretty much prioritized shitty movies initially, so I'd only cover the shitty movies first, and I never had any intentions to cover the good movies initially. Then I started to cover the good movies of movie series, so yeah, it kind of fucked me over in the long run. It really did. Oh well. Oh well. Well, that's just how it turns out sometimes. You know, probably should have did some planning before starting the channel, but I didn't. I'm just kind of winging it. People. Okay. Let me see. Let's see. Don Bishop says, review the Blair Witch. I got you covered there already. Well, actually, you might be talking about the game. I do intend to have a video covering the game, and all the reasons why says, am I late? You're kind of late, but I'm still going to be talking for like another 10 minutes, so not too bad. But I do intend to cover the video game, the upcoming video game in some form. Maybe a review, or maybe a Let's Play, we'll see. I definitely want to buy it. It looks like it'll be an interesting game, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. But I have reviewed all of the movies in some form or another, you know, so I already got you covered there. But we'll see. We'll see if I re-review them for whatever reason. You know, maybe my next video should just be a review of the original Blair Witch Project. I think that would be good. Just do that again. I wonder if anybody's ever done that. Like, they've reviewed a movie, and then like a week later they're like, hey, maybe I should update this. Maybe I should do it over again. God. Oh boy, that would be a pain in the ass. But this time, Goulash eats waffles instead of pancakes. We'll change it up with the second review of the original movie. Change it up. Alrighty, let's... Alrighty. Danny Nightmare says, I want to play Blair Witch with you, Doc. Unfortunately, it's a single-player game, but I would love to otherwise. I kind of wonder how... Part of me feels like it's a multiplayer Blair Witch game would be interesting, because part of the original movie was like, you have multiple people in this situation trying to figure out a way to get out. So I feel like, you know, the teamwork aspect is something that is missing from this new Blair Witch game. Part of me feels like I would be interested if they ever made a sequel to that game. They added, you know, if not a multiplayer aspect or an optional multiplayer mode, they at least added some kind of narrative, choose your own adventure, sort of your choices affect things like Walking Dead series. But, you know, still with this first-person survival horror stuff, but you're with people, and your relationships with them affect the outcome of the game. I feel like that would be interesting. I feel like that's something missing. And I think the Thing video game they made in the early 2000s did something like that. So that sounds like something that's not really explored too much in horror games. You know, it usually is just scary stuff is on the loose, and you're in this dark area, and you basically just have to survive. But I feel like a social component is kind of missing. That's, just watching people unravel. Like, it would be interesting. Okay. Alrighty, let me see. All the Reasons Why says, so it's Outlast without a camera? Are you talking about the new Blair Witch game? It's got a camera in it, though you don't, record at all times, so it's a little different. But I mean, Outlast, you could argue that Outlast was the Blair Witch Project. In that case, the movie, just in a mental asylum. And I guess you actually see, monsters and shit, but whatever. I mean, it's sort of fucked up, you can't even have, a similar component in your game or movie or show or whatever without being, compared to another thing. Okay, even with you're, a YouTuber, I can't fucking review horror movies without being compared to another channel that reviews horror movies. There's gonna be, some... It's so redundant. Don't get tripped up on that shit anyway. Okay, let me see. Thoughts on the Disney Parks Haunted Mansion ride? Well, that's an unusual question, but let me think. What are my thoughts on it? It's a fun ride. I like the atmosphere. I like the vibe. I always make up anytime I do go to, Magic Kingdom, I do make sure to go on that fucking ride. Otherwise, it's a wasted trip. I kind of wish Magic Kingdom had the Nightmare on Elm Street. I almost said Nightmare on Elm Street. The Nightmare Before Christmas overlay that they do during, I think, Christmas time. It'd be weird if it was Halloween, because I don't know. It's either Christmas or Halloween or something. But I wish they had that, but they don't. Which is weird. You think they'd have everything that Disneyland has, but whatever. I always make a point to go there, though. I have been to Disneyland and when they had the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, so at least I've experienced it. But whatever. I enjoy the ride. I also enjoy the Hatbox Ghost, and I think I'm a little... Oh no, I'm a little out of sync. Let me fix that real quick. Okay, I think I fixed it. Yeah, I fixed it. Cool. Okay. Now, let me address Tom Wade's super chat. Thank you, sir. How did you feel about the Bachelorette How did you feel about the Bachelorette finale, Doc? Actually, I spoke to someone about this. I believe, I think the contestant that won the Bachelorette this year, he basically pulled a fast one on the actual Bachelorette. He was actually, I think, dating somebody already, and he was just sort of, manipulating it. He just wanted to win for publicity, which is really fucked up. And she ended up trying to, the Bachelorette ended up trying to, start a relationship with, the runner-up, I think, which is so weird. They were wiling out on the Bachelorette, I have to say, if I'm hearing about it. Oh, damn. But anyway, let's move on to non-Bachelorette stuff. Thank you again for the super chat, though. Let me see. Selena Gomez or Justin Bieber? Who's better, says Justin Bosman. What kind of... I guess Selena Gomez, I guess. You're really putting me in a tough position here, asking me that. Oh, God. What year is it? Okay, let me see. Ethan says, remember that Go Animate video? That was such a long time ago. I've come so far since that random thing that I did when I didn't have an audience. God, some of those videos are still up. That's fucking nuts. It's fucking nuts that I didn't make those videos private or anything. Oh, well. Okay, Jetty the Yeti says, what's your beef with Rob Zombie? I liked the first Halloween flick he made. I just didn't like his Halloween movies. I don't have a beef with him. He seems like a good guy. Just personally didn't like the movies, that's all. It's not really I don't have a fucking vendetta or anything. But, it's whatever. Alright, let me see. Ray the Shred God says, how do blind people know when to stop whipping? What the hell does that mean? Okay, I don't even want to know. God. Tyler Antonio says, can you review Krampus? I don't know. Actually, if you look if you go to the search function, you just might find a Krampus review. Just for you, fella. Just for you, Tyler. You might just find a Krampus review. Just go into that search, and you'll find it. Dr. Wolfula Krampus. I did it during this stream, and I posted it just for you. It might not show up in your subscriptions, but it's up. Just search for it. Let me see. Dry Bowser says, can you review Christmas horror films? I try to review a Christmas horror movie every Christmas. I'm not gonna do one. I mean, I guess I could have taken advantage of July and did like a Christmas in July thing and reviewed some. I need to do more like monthly events besides AHHctober. But yeah, I try to review at least one Christmas movie every Christmas time. So, you know, just wait for Christmas. It's no time for Christmas right now. It's way too early to be thinking about Christmas. It's way too fucking hot, especially. I don't want to think about being all bundled up and wearing like winter coats and shit when it's fucking like 130 degrees out. Like, come on, don't do that to me. Don't fucking do that to me. It's already hot out. God. Okay, anyway, and yeah, as Angsty Mantis points out, Halloween comes first. Like, literally, it does come first. Not just in my heart, but also just in the calendar. Actually, okay, that brings up a topic that I saw. There's this group that's trying to move Halloween to, instead of being on the 31st every year, it's instead on a weekend. It's on the last weekend of October, which, I don't know. I feel like that's the sacred date when that happens. But I'll tell you what. I think the compromise for that is that you have two Halloweens. You have the official Halloween, and you have... Well, part of the reason why they want Halloween during the last weekend every year is because it makes it easier for trick-or-treating to happen. Which I can understand that. So yeah, like I say, you have two Halloweens. You have the official sacred holiday on the 31st, and you can just stay in, or have like a Halloween party if you can, and you just watch some horror movies, or just chill out, you have a good time. And then you have the trick-or-treat day, where you fucking go out and you take the kids out trick-or-treating and you get the candy out. That's my solution to this. You have the two Halloweens, just within the same month. So, I don't know what you would call, I guess trick-or-treat night, or treat night, or something. Just two. I feel like that's the best way to handle it, I think. Because I can understand, yeah, it's a little inconvenient, I suppose, trick-or-treating on a weekday. You know, you can't be out that late, you gotta get up early in the morning. It's not good. It's not good if you're busy. On a weekend, it's a little better. For most people, at least. Some people have to get up early on a weekend, so it doesn't help everybody, but I don't know. Let me see. Okay, I think I'm gonna answer one more question, and then I'm gonna wrap things up. So don't leave, but I'm gonna be wrapping things up in just a bit because we are at the stroke of midnight right now. Let's see. I wanna end on a strong note, so I'm gonna try to find the best question possible. Idiot Sandwich says, Doc, can you fix my marriage? No, I cannot. And that is not the last question I'm answering. You're on your own with that fucking marriage. That fucking dead marriage. You're on your own. It's not my job. I'm not a fucking marriage counselor, okay? Let's find the real last question. What will it be? Who will be the lucky last questioner? Okay, Scallo Polton says, this isn't gonna be the last question. It's not that interesting. Whatever happened to your VHS review? Is it not up? I mean, it should be up. Maybe it got blocked worldwide. I don't know. But anyway, I don't know what happened to it. But it wasn't that good. Again, it was made during a time when I was concerned about copyright, so it was very short, and it only had screenshots. So it's probably a video I'm gonna wanna redo. It's probably something I'm gonna wanna redo. So it's not nothing all that great. You're not missing out on much. Useless Garbage had an auto-moderated chat. He said, do you eat ass? Okay, that is not gonna be the last question I answer. I don't appreciate that sentiment when I'm, trying to talk to people. Okay? Spicy Tuber 2, this is not going to be the last question, but are you going to review banana splits? I am indeed, because the news videos I did were among the highest viewed videos this year, for whatever reason. I'm kind of thinking it's because of the furries, but, I'm probably going to want to review it because it's going to be a potentially very popular video. If the news videos are that popular, I can only imagine what the review is going to be like. Okay, let me see. Okay, I need to find a good last question. Okay, well, Idiot Sandwich, that's a decent last question, I think. Leichi's 8 Soup says, can you answer the Lovecraft question from a minute ago? I didn't see it, so, I probably can't review it. I can't answer it. Okay, let me answer, do you like Dylan Sprouse or Cole Sprouse? I guess I'll go with Dylan. Dylan seems like the better one. Okay, but anyway, Idiot Sandwich. Okay, this will be the last question. Doc, have you ever considered directing since you're so into horror flicks? You know, I've had, I've tried to, write some horror films, so hopefully I'll have time to finally finish a horror script. But past that, I don't know. But, it's definitely something I would like to do. I don't know about directing. Yeah. We'll see about that. I probably need to write the thing first, and we'll see what happens past that. Oh man, I think I'm out of sync. Let me see. No, I'm back in sync again. Never mind. Oh, God. Okay. Maybe I'm anyway, but alrighty. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream, but before I go, just want to give some shout-out. Oh, wait. Okay, Napalm Seth has a super chat. Let me address that real quick. Thank you, sir. Do you like heavy metal? If so, what bands? No, I don't feel that strongly about heavy metal, but if you're into heavy metal, check out, Omnibus. Check them out. They're an indie metal band, so you guys should check them out. It's OMNIBYSS, I believe. So check them out. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm not a metal guy, unfortunately. I'm more into, the Bee Gees. The Bee Gees and the Buggles. I love the Buggles. I love the fucking Buggles. God. Oh, God. I'm pretty lame. But anyway, before I go, I'm going to give some shout-outs to some of my kind platinum supporters on Patreon. So let me get a bigger view of them. Okay, so thank you, Alec Poor, Angsty Mantis, Anthony Bonchewski, Benjamin J. Jones, Bread Ranger, Colonel 32, Corey Kamermans, Damian Preciado, Druid, Eddie De La Cruz Huerta, Eli Lichtenhan, Gary Flanders, Gary Miller, Harley Graves, Ian Korchik, Jeremy Sapp, Jesus Perez, John Lavin, Joshua Hemmingson, Kevin Fitzpatrick, Crawberry Strush, Lane Robinson, Lou Mail, Marco E. Salinas, Matthew Flowers, Melanie Nutile, Michael Blanchard, Mr. Maskey, Nathan Malice, Parker Klein, Paul Schroeder, Pumpkin Hill, Racer Chase 1, Reckless 1199, Rocky Manson, Ryan Jenkins, Benjamin Rosedale Smith. Remember all of these names. Sarah O, Scott Sulfridge, Sean O'Brien, Simon Ausmus, The Evil Gimp, Tom Wade, Tony R. Tucker, Torchwood 79, Travis, Tristan Fawcett, and Willie Grills. Oh, god damn it. I need to get better at saying these faster. Damn. Ah, boy, I have so many kind platinum supporters. But finally, if you liked the video, like it. But if you loved it, subscribe for more and make sure to click the bell icon to keep track of future, streams and videos, especially when they're subscribed. Because I think YouTube is suppressing horror channels. But, if you just came into this stream, if you had clicked the bell icon, YouTube would have hopefully given you a notification, so definitely click that fucking bell icon. Don't forget about that. It'll let you know when I'm live. It's pretty important if you don't want to miss these. But in addition to that, follow me on social media at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dr. Wolfula. And finally, support me on Patreon if you can at patreon.com/Dr. Wolfula, where you'll get all kinds of extra goodies and bonus streams and all kinds of other fun stuff. Alrighty. I've been Dr. Wolfula, signing out. See you guys next time. Oh, wait, no. we are not going to be back, folks. I just want to let you know that's the intermission sign. We're actually over. Bye.